Hello. We're here at William Harris Homestead in Monroe, Georgia. I'm going to do a little talk about some bags, knapsack stuff from the 18th century. So basically what I'm going to start off with, during the French and Indian War, the British would use what they call a knapsack. It's just a tube they like to do with the hair on to shed water. This would have been your military pack. But you can have civilian bags, like this is a cloth one here with a cloth strap. And all it is, and actually I've got one here that I've made, and all it is a narrow canvas sack with a leather strap, tuck line, and just tied it off. You just put your stuff in there and go. And then you'd wear it with a bedroll. You'd have your bedroll on another tent line. And then staying in the military thing, because we do have our guys out here that are portraying militia and stuff. A little bit later, as far as the British, they would use, this is a goat hair-on knapsack with two shoulder straps. These were used towards the end of the French and Indian War, up into early in the Revolution, and then they went to these other styles of haversacks or knapsacks here. So this is, like I said, this is a goat with hair on. You can also see them with the red calf hide. And the purpose of, then again, of the hair is to shed water to keep your stuff inside from getting wet. And I have this pack here. These are from mid to late Revolutionary War. Now both of these here are done with the single strap, where you would just wear it across your chest, but they could also be made with two shoulder straps. And this is what they call the new invented knapsack. I think that's what the Americans call them. I'm not sure what the British call them, but both sides use them. I think the British adopted them first and the Americans copied it. When you open it up, you have these pouches here. This was mostly to put your shoes in, which would be on the outside of the back, on the back of the pack. And then you would put your extra clothing stuff items in here, in this part, and then you would fold your blanket up and put it in there and wrap that around it so you wouldn't have that extra blanket roll. Like I said, I have two of them here. This one's not marked. This one's for the 3rd Pennsylvania Light Infantry. Here's another one that, it looks pretty beat up. I bought it new and I've never used it, but it got through in a box, got stuff on it. The same thing. It's got the, basically pocket, most of the time they would put shoes, black ball, stuff like that in there. Your clothes and stuff, softer stuff that would be next to your back, and then your blanket in the middle, and you could fold it down and buckle it. Now, with soldiers, you would have your clothing, shoes, stuff like that, but for your food and stuff, you would have what's called a haversack. They carried them from the French and Indian War on up, even up past the Civil War. It's just basically a linen bag, I think, or canvas, could be hemp, and you would carry your cup, bowl, fork, spoon, and then your day's ration. You draw your rations in the evening, cook it up. What you didn't eat that night, you would put in there to carry for your lunch the next day. So they did kind of tend to be greasy and grungy like this one here. A lot of reenactors you'll see will be carrying a haversack, whether they're doing military or not. I don't know how much civilians actually would be going around with that. People do it, I've done it. We used to carry our phones and stuff like that and keep them handy. A better option would be what I'll be talking about in a minute this year. I have another knapsack here, and it's kind of like these, except it's much heavier duty. It's got the shoulder straps. I don't know actually the provenance on this one because I got it from a friend of mine last year with some stuff, but I kind of like it better than those because it's got the more of a, instead of having a split, it's got where you actually can zip it in like an envelope on here and here, but it's also heavier. Plus it's got D-rings with ties, so you can actually put, you'd probably put 2 blankets in there as big as that is. But it has the double shoulder straps on it. And I'm not sure. This might actually be a Civil War knapsack. I'm not sure. I was going to ask Warren or Eddie about that. And then the last thing I want to talk about, and what would have probably been the most common thing, especially for civilians and militia, would be your market wallet. It's just a bag with a split slit in it, and this one's got lining. You see it's about busted out. They could come in various sizes. This is a larger one. This one actually has stuff in it, which I left in there to show. What you would do is take it and twist it like that. You could throw it over your shoulder or whatever, and that way your stuff stays inside. Here's another variation. It's just a little bit, like I said, you could have them made up in different sizes and even bigger than this one, because with a bigger market wallet, you could actually fill up your stuff, twist it and tie it, and throw it over your pack saddle on your horse. So they would actually have them for beasts of burden, whatever, oxen, donkey, horse. You had a pack saddle, and that's how they would pack those on there and tie it down. And so they would have some of these that were quite large to actually be able to pack with. And then the last thing is just basically a big sack. I mean, you had period sacks. Unlike the market wallet with split, you actually have to tie this up and carry it over your shoulder. But the benefit over a market wallet than something like this is you could balance the stuff on either side, twist that in the middle, and throw it over your shoulder and go out in the field. Do you have any questions? Thank you.